a KB with Fort Tillamook, and we're going to talk about survival bracelets. Now, there's thousands and thousands of these out there. Everybody makes them. A lot of people sell them. They're called survival bracelets. Well, survival, if you can survive just with cordage or parachute cord. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. But to call this a survival bracelet, I kind of have an issue with that. Now, I wear one also, but this one is kind of stripped down. I took out the inner strands. There is no clasp. There is no toggle. This is cut and melted and sealed on, but I wear this for different reasons than wanting to wear a fashion statement or a survival bracelet. So, I was talking with someone the other day about these survival bracelets because they saw this and they asked about it, and I told them a bit, and they saw a bunch of things online about the survival bracelets. So that got me to thinking, and what I'm going to do is make a real survival bracelet. So, I've already got it measured out and stuff, but what I'm going to try to do on this one is to make it a truly functional survival bracelet. Now, this doesn't mean all the gear that you would carry if you're going out in the woods or backpacking, camping, trip to the beach, what have you. This is an emergency, last resort. You absolutely need something, and you have it with you. So, first, let me go over what I'm going to put in here. This little tiny baggie that's going to have a fishing kit. You can see them, little tiny hooks. Okay. Small hooks can catch small fish. Small hooks can catch big fish. Big hooks can catch big fish, but big hooks can't catch little fish. So, smaller is not always the better, but smaller is better than bigger hooks. So, put smaller ones in there. Swivel, a couple of stainless steel lead weight split shots, and I had some bright orange paracord left over from putting it on a strap on my neck knife, and you'd be surprised what a good attractor this will be to fish. Make it kind of like a lure. We'll see the bright color, go attack it. So cut up a little snip of that, put it in there. And also as a good attractor or lure, I got a couple little pieces of tin foil. You can wrap these around the sinker, put them just above the hook, make little tails out of them, and you got a good lure or an attractor for the fish. And the neat thing about tin foil is you can fold it up small. So, those two pieces will go in here also. Now, 3 eyelet screws. Put a comment on what's in the hardware store. So, find a stick, find a pole, put these 3 in there, put your line up through it, you got a fishing pole. Or you can do the Huck Finn or Tom Sawyer thing, just tie the string to the end of the stick and bob it out there. But if you're going to need to do any casting or anything like that on small ponds or smaller fish, I like the idea of a pole, and you can cast, hold it with your hands. If you do fly fishing, you know what I'm talking about. So that's going to go in there. Now I got, this is about 50 yards of braided fishing line. Go with the braided, not the monofilament. And I'll get back to this guy in a minute. So, I have my little fishing kit in this baggie, which I'll fold up, some line. Also, a steel leader. I can also hook this up with the fishing, or if need be, take the strands out of the paracord and the bracelet itself, and I've got a snare one there. So I'll put that in there also. Button compass, seen these 100 times, you know what that is. A needle. Now, because I'm getting old and my eyesight's going, I like the needles that have the really big eyelets. If you can see the size of that, so I can thread my string through. Also, magnesium strip with the ferro rod in it. This thing I think was I got it as a 1/4 inch by maybe 2.5 inches. Cut it down. This blade, it's like a hacksaw blade, came out of a skill saw. Now, there's something neat about hacksaw type blades when you're using your fire steel, or your ferro rods, fire strikers, what have you. Get rid of the striker that comes with it, get a hacksaw blade, and even being this small, I mean, I can still get a ton of sparks out of this thing. Alright. And with the hacksaw blade part, I can scrape off the magnesium on the back, so there's kind of like my little fire tinder already built in. So that's going to go in there. And for the top part, this is going to sit on this part of the bracelet thing. Your little Swiss Army knife. I guess if you wanted to, you could call this a multi-tool. But I think everybody knows them as the Swiss Army knives. So I've got the scissors, I've got a little file, and a little screwdriver, flathead type on the straight blade, my toothpick, and a pair of tweezers. So my quote mini multi-tool will also go on this. Okay, needle, compass, all that. Now, this buckle that I got on here has a little emergency whistle on it. Alright? It works. It's not like a big wolf whistle. It's not like the Hurricanes or all these loud ones you can get. It's keyless, so you don't have to worry about the stuff associated with that. But this will work good. This can get a lot louder than my voice, so it will last a lot longer if I'm out there yelling and screaming. So you have your signaling device right there. Okay, I'm going to turn off the camera, move you around a little bit, and show you how I'm going to put this stuff together. Be right back. Okay, I got the things laid out here. I'm actually going to take that string off. And this is going in. Now the first thing I'm going to do, this is already sized for my wrist. I started the first loop over here and back through the buckle. There's a ton of videos on how to do paracord, bracelet, wrapping things, so I'm not going to get into that. But one thing I am going to do that's a little different is the first two strands, I'm going to wrap these with some of my braided line. Okay, that might be kind of boring, so I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. Just see, I'll just start. I'll just start getting that through, and I'll wrap this up a little bit just to hold these two slightly together. Okay, might as well use this guy before I tuck him away in there. Okay. See how I wrapped that all up? It's okay if it doesn't look pretty. That's not going to show right now. And just leave these ends loose so it'll be easier to unravel. Now I don't know how much I put on here, but there's enough for probably 4 or 5 different fishing poles. Okay, now that I've got that lined up, I am going to start putting my things together. Now, little magnesium ferro rod, and that's what I will do is put them here close to this buckle, because at least on my wrist, here and here are going to be the flattest parts. This back side is going to be the flattest part. That's where the knife's going to go. And you got the more curved edges here, which is where I'll probably put the wire because it's more flexible. And I may also put the compass closer here so I can put those both to one side. That there, and this is going to look something like that. My needle, I can put it right on top of the knife, put that there. Okay, I'm going to put all those things in there, wrap them, and hold them up with this, and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. Okay, be right back. Okay, here it is laid out. Fishing kit here, got my knife, needle, snare wire or steel leader here, magno and ferro rod and striker here. Now these are just tied up with little short pieces just to hold them in place. Now I'm going to take my braided wire or braided line again and really wrap them up 3 different lengths to give me 3 different options to unwinding and using this for either fishing or snares or the needle sewing repairing things. Okay, that's another boring part, so I'm going to turn it off, finish that up, and show you the finished product. Okay. I hope this can focus in. I've cleaned it up a little bit. Probably got a good 10-15 feet in each one of these, wrapping my braided line around. So I have my fishing kit, and here, knife, needle, snare, magnesium mat. This I will attach as I do the cobra weave on the paracord. Plus I also got that initial wrap around there. So, there it is. Now, as you know, there are tons and tons of videos on how to wrap a survival bracelet, as they're calling it. This is probably one of the most common cobra things. I'm not going to bore you again with doing it all, so I'm going to wrap this all up and I can show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright, there. Okay, one little change, just for aesthetics reasons, is when you see the weave, you know, the gaps here are the normal ones, and I don't want this stuff to show. So what I'm going to do, took an extra length, skinned it, took the inner cords out, and I'm basically just going to wrap this around like that all the way down, so that when I do the cobra weave, none of this stuff will show through the gaps. Alright? And I'll see that later. Okay, finished it. Now, it did get a little bulky where the items are, you know, got my ferro rod, magnesium, striker, knife, an actual little Swiss Army knife, snare wire, needle, fishing kit, lure stuff with the tin foil and the little orange paracord, hook, sinker, swivels. I've got, I'm saying probably a good 25 yards of line, probably more. I've got it wrapped up in the middle all the way across, and then each section went around it. The whistle. So this is a survival bracelet. Now, the companies like Strapworks and I think HeroWorks does it too, where the stuff, when they sell these survival bracelets, they help support the Wounded Warrior Project, which is a good thing. So if you want just a thing for a fashion statement and call it a survival bracelet, look out for the companies that actually will support things like that and go from there, or make your own. But this is a survival bracelet, so now I have my whole kit with me. And again, this is for extreme measures, because you got to rip the thing apart, you got to take off the top layer, get everything out of there, take the little braided fishing line off. But it is now a survival bracelet. It may not look too good. It's like a snake that probably ate a couple of different little things and it's digesting them. But it fits. There's not a lot of weight. I mean, there's some because of the items that are in there. But I throw that on my wrist, I'm good to go. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time.